going to talk about this situation now regarding local guy from Southfield High School, Malik McDowell, Michigan State University, now a member of the Cleveland Browns. Malik McDowell was arrested earlier this week after being naked in public outside a preschool in Florida, then attacking police officers as they attempted to intervene. Braylon, this is a really touchy subject, too, because there's a lot of details that you think you know, but we really don't know. I do want to, if I could make mention to what Reggie Wins has told the Cleveland.com publication. Reggie Wins is McDowell's former high school coach at Southfield High School and is a mentor to him. Said he doesn't remember anything. He doesn't remember nothing. The conversation with him was so emotional. I don't know if someone laced him or what. I don't know. That's not him at all. All I'm hoping is that when they test him, they figured out he had been drugged. That is what Reggie Wins, Southfield High School coach, Malik McDowell's coach, had to say about this. Right. Just hoping that, they find out that he was drugged or laced with something because he just doesn't remember the incident. Wild.
Yeah, you hope that is the case. They find out something like that where he was drugged in a situation where he couldn't be responsible for his actions and the things that he were doing. Let's say it's not that. Let's say it's along the level of the lines of something that we may guess that it is, and that's mental health with a mixture of CTE. You ask what is mental health. I'm wearing a sweatshirt, and we'll talk to Sean in a second about it. But I'll just read some definitions and go from there. Mental illness is a condition that affects a person's thinking, feeling, behavior, or mood. Mental health condition is far more common than you think, mainly because people that have it are scared to come forward. So you just listen to the definition, man. Like, it affects the mind, it affects the mood, it affects the behavior, and you may do or say things that you don't understand that you're doing and saying. And then you mix that level of CTE in with that. CTE is something that we know affects athletes with it's trauma to the head. It's chronic traumatic encephalopathy. Like, that's what it is. That's what CTE stands for. And that the symptoms of the definition of CTE, and I'll just read that to you as well.
Well, while you're looking for that, Braylon,
I got it right here.
Okay.
And CTE, a protein called tau, misfolds and malfunctions, causes other proteins to misfold and sets off a chain reaction where this malfunctioning tau slowly spreads throughout the brain, killing brain cells. So now you mix in, let's just say that this is the case, because we've seen this before. Everson Griffin, we saw that early in the year, the Minnesota Vikings. You saw Zach Stacy, the running back. Like, when you mix this together with the deteriorating of the brain cells, and the protein that goes to the brain cells, not to mention levels of mental health, and there's a ton of different disorders that you can have with mental health. It's not just one thing, it's mental illness. There's a ton of levels of underneath it, and one that I highlighted was borderline personality disorder. The definition of that fits well. I hate that people see an instance like this with a young man, and as opposed to asking yourself intelligent questions, you look at it and you say, oh, look at this guy, he's an idiot. Like, I saw a guy that said something on Twitter to the point, this is disgusting.
You can't go on Twitter.
He needs to, I'm just saying, but that's the pulse.
Yeah.
You see it and it's like, oh, this is disgusting. This individual, he needs to be thrown in jail and lock away the key. When I see a grown man that's in the NFL and he's in the streets and he doesn't have any clothes on, and he's fighting with cops, and he's sitting on the curb. He didn't go into the children's center, but he's sitting on the curb. Like, the first thing I think about, something is off with this individual. He needs help. He needs to put some help around him, as opposed to this guy is doing set thing. So now let's bring in Sean, if we get a chance, and let's have Sean. Sean's the expert, the sports marketing agency, and we'll have him kind of shed light on mental health and CTE and how they can kind of make a mean cocktail, if you will.
Sean